Okay, so Dennis, what we're going to do is going to show you the bigger picture here because we showed this last time. So there's $500 million.
Get all screen sharing, Neil.
Yeah, it'll get started in a second here.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so you see my screen here, guys?
Yep.
So there's $500 trillion of assets out there right now, Dennis.
Okay.
And there, there's land, there's banking, there's bonds, there's the commercial businesses, there's the S&P 500, the stocks, right?
Yeah.
500 trillion. And what we have is internet 1.0. So internet 1.0 is basically was emails and searching, right? Internet 2.0, what was it? It was websites and businesses like Amazon, right? Amazon, look at Apple, Amazon, Google. This is Web 2.0. And now there's Web 3.0. This is the internet of money. And this is where decentralization is taking place. So this is the cryptocurrency industry. It started 2008.
Yep.
And just like companies like PayPal, they're centralized, but this Bitcoin is decentralized, and it's internet times 100. It's that big. It's the trust. It's like the invention of fire, electricity. That's how powerful this is. It's the greatest revolution of technology in the history of mankind. So this 500 trillion is only in 2008 to 2016. It went to about 100 billion. By 2017, it went as high as $1 trillion, went back down to 300 billion. And then now 2020, it went to $1 trillion. 2021, we're at 2.5 trillion. By 2025, we'll be about between 10, 15 trillion, and it won't be even that long, probably 2028 to 30, it'll be 50 trillion in the space. So we are just literally at the beginning of the beginning right here, the trajectory curve.
It's a different way to manage your assets with currency, really, instead of being in.
These are projects like apps. Okay, so the internet, the technology works like this. See, you have basically these are trends, right? The trend is your friend until it ends. What are the trend? The trend is cloud computing.
Yep.
Okay. So you don't use,
servers and all that kind of crap.
Yep. And everything on Microsoft is all cloud updated, right?
Yeah.
So that's the first trend. The second trend is you have apps,
yep.
Right? And the third is the money systems, the bank. So all you need is an iPhone, and you have a bank in your phone. So this is where we are right now. And this is so exciting because it's the fastest growing sector in the world economy. So cryptocurrency and these apps, there's an application for every single process. Like you can have a decentralized autonomous community. Corporations will be DAOs. They won't be corporations anymore. And the more people that are part of this community, you own share of the community. Does Facebook give you a share of profit of their advertising? Does Google give you a share of their thing? Well, that's why this is going toward. The revolution is going to crush and disintegrate these companies, these old dinosaur companies that are capitalizing on our data.
Yeah,
so it's data management is what it's all about. So the real key here is to build your tribe of leaders, and you get involved in education, and that education is empowering people to overcome the fear and ride this wave. This is a wave. This is a big explosion of opportunity here.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I follow this a lot better, just you mapping it out.
You're
Like that.
visual.
Yeah,
I am, I'm not, yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
so that's how how she goes, guys. You're gonna be able to be involved in like 1 million people in this community right now. It's really remarkable.
1,000,001 when Dennis signs up next week.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
It's a
So
lot
the
to
hi-
take in.
yeah,
It's a
no,
lot to take in.
see, I'm a pretty techie guy, and my business is built around programming and a lot of different stuff. And I got a couple good friends who've done really well in like Bitcoin and different stuff, but it's so different than what I do on a regular basis. And it just seems a little bit, kind of like, yeah, it's, and I'm a pretty big sci-fi guy too. So,
Yeah, I can totally relate to your bemusement here. I'm an engineer. I've spreadsheets everything all my life, but yet it's the explosive possibility here is
yeah, that's
it's
the
kind of
key.
mind-boggling.
I think that's the key, isn't it? When you look
But
at
it is,
the,
but it's a step-by-step understanding, and even the few times that I've been logged in and caught these guys kind of explaining it to each other, it makes more sense every time. So I just encourage you to
You keep coming back then, Bob.
go till the penny. You're waiting for the penny to drop.
right.
I kind of jumped in, but I watched it and watched these Zoom calls. Got confidence in the 3x before I put and I kind of supersized what I was going to do. But the one of the attractions was the rewards, but more importantly, as you just said, Dennis, was to the education part of it on the website.
Yeah, it was one of the things I said to Howard last week, actually, was outside of just money and stuff, is this is something that's intrigued me. Like I said, I got a couple buddies who put a lot into this and done pretty well. Now they're not doing hyperverse, they're literally doing Bitcoins of something.
Yeah.
But
So Dennis, let's take a little deeper dive as a technician here. So
right.
We start with people with the hyperverse because it's the education, and it's a small entry level. To get 300 gives you 900. Okay, so 500 gets you 1500. It's a pretty good proposition to learn while you're earning, and 1,000 gets you 3,000, and 10K is the optimum amount because that is $50, 50 HUs a day. That's where you can rebuy and grow this asset to 20 in 6 months and up to 60 in 1 year. Okay, so this is pretty amazing. And you can get paid extremely well introducing this to people. It pays amazingly well to refer people. Then we look at the big caps. The big caps, as you mentioned, is the Ethereums, Bitcoin. So we use artificial intelligence. You know that trend that I'm talking about with regard to cloud computing and the apps? Artificial intelligence is taking over. So we have artificial intelligence allows us to get into projects where you don't catch this ups and down cycle, right? So we make 1,000 to 3,000% per year on artificial intelligence projects with the blue chips, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the BNB coin. And then we look at the mid caps. The mid caps are the ones that I got Ron into: Solano, Helium. There's the Avalanche. So these are like they've done like 10,000% return. That's insane, right? So then we can get the small caps where they get the dense, and we show you how to a coin that's under 100 million, like a molecular future coin, or like a Who exchange coin, which all our guys are buying now. They're buying it. Imagine if you knew you had 1 million people going to use this coin in the next week. Would you want to buy into it?
Yeah.
They're storming into this. There's going to be $1 billion transactions on the Who exchange in the next couple of weeks. So you want to get this coin. It went from 80 cents to $1.30 in the last 5 days. So
So
that's,
these are like, these smalls are like your penny stocks.
they're like
Yeah.
penny
No,
stocks.
I get
Okay.
that.
So this is what we're helping people move into, and you're spreading it out. So you've said, say 10% in the hyperverse, 30 to 40% in the Bitcoins, the Ethereums, the blue chips, 20% mid caps, maybe 20 to 30, and then 10% in the small caps. So you guys, this thing will blow up.
It's
10 times
interesting it's interesting what you're saying, because the last conversation I had with Howard was, to at least me, to learn, you have to get into something.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You're gonna
get your
learn
foot
how
in
to
the door.
dirt bike, you can read as many books as you want, but you better jump on a dirt bike sooner or later to start really actually doing it.
And when
Right.
you actually see the returns coming in every day, that's where your belief goes up, right, Ron?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then,
And you,
yeah, the three things was the rewards, the education on the website, and then just as Neil just demonstrated, the mentorship. That's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah,
Huge.
that's good.
You've got an advisor that's got investments. He's got skin in the game.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, probably more zeros than I do, but at least he's like a stockbroker. He buys you, gives you advice on what stocks to buy. The stock
Yeah.
tanks. He doesn't care.
No,
He gets commission. Whereas
Yeah.
Neil takes it, and it's genuine. You in the Zoom calls and in some of the one-on-one Zoom things that we did on the different exchanges. He is a legitimate, genuine. He cares, and so
Yeah.
does Howard. This is my involvement in 10 days, and I think I met
So
Neil
Ron, curious, a personal question. How much have you put in 10 days?
30K.
30K.
I was going to put $300 in
Yeah.
to 30K in a week based on my faith in my confidence. Number one, that I was going to get 3 times back.
Right.
And number two, the support that I got from Thayer was huge when he demonstrated what he did in his spreadsheet. He took his 10K out in 34 months, 6, 7, 8, or whatever that was. He got his 10,000 out, and then I was going to play with the 2/3, knowing I'm going to get the rewards back anyways. But
Right.
first, I had to get confidence in getting the return back based
Right.
on, and then the fact that Ryan, you and all that is behind this, right? And
so you think of this,
Just
Dennis,
to be clear, he didn't put 30K into Hyperverse. He's diversified
Into other
by
things.
putting 10K into Hyperverse, but knowing he's getting the other 20K back as well,
Yes.
he's put those into other projects that
Right.
in the, if he was totally passive, it would be 600 days. He'd have that 20,000 that he's put into multiple projects, like riding the wave, and he'd get his 30K back.
Yeah, I'm following that. So he's
Okay.
not putting it all in Hyperverse. So how that's working with Neil to understanding which ones he should be putting it into? Because that's
Yeah.
another thing.
Let's
It's
hear-
like the stock market. It's like,
Yeah.
which one do you go with?
That's right.
So
So,
exactly.
so that,
That's-
like token metrics that Neil was talking about, like, Neil subscribed to it first and then he told me about it. And so, and then use like most people go into this, and I bet most people, like, they go, oh, I'm putting in 1 and I get 3 out. And
Yeah.
they're satisfied with that. Like, even though I wasn't, like, I hadn't done the deep dive, what Ron did last week is he probably did as much research in a week as I had done, in
6
the
months or
last
whatever.
6 months, because I was doing other stuff. But in doing that, he has a level of confidence in what
Yeah.
he's doing that I have now, but it
Right.
took me a lot longer. What I was doing in the interim was I was going onto the academy on a regular basis, and I'd be learning little things, and I'd say, hey, Neil, did you see what Ian Bellina's doing around such and such? And so occasionally I'd bring stuff back to Neil instead of the other way around, which is usually the way the water flows.
Right. I
Right.
see.
okay, so Dennis, what I'll do is I'll show you this one other sketch too.
Can I do one thing? I got to run to the restroom. I've got to
Go. Bio break.
Okay, just be right back. Sorry.
He's so excited he's got to go to the bathroom.
What's interesting to me, guys, is that how fast it really grows when you have your community started. And I didn't start with anything big, like most of the stuff was 10,000 and that with my people. But you can see the rebuys because I keep track of my people. The only people I keep track of is just the people that I put into this thing, 20 people. And when you see how that has taken place in the last 10 months, it's been phenomenal for them, but it's much more phenomenal for me because of the community. That
Yeah, big time.
community, I mean, if you take that community and you're taking $1,000 a day, but $1,000 a day, that's $30,000 a month. I'll tell you, that's a pretty good hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you go up on these ranks, like this last rank, I went up at 100 HUs in one single day.
And then it
That's-
stays there, right? Every day.
Well, they increase
Every
it.
day. It stays that way. And so, I mean, what Einstein said, basically, and what it is compounding money, right? It's the eighth wonder of the world, and the money is actually working for you now. Everything else we've seen in our lifetime, we give it to stockbrokers or other things like that, and you don't get only a pittance.
Mm-hmm.
This thing here, I mean, $500,000, I'll be at $500,000 in 1 year.
Oh, for sure. Oh, probably more. That's an understatement. So here, Dennis,
I have
what
a
we have
question
is
for Thayer.
basically,
Neil, I
Yeah.
just got a question for Thayer. So your HUs, like if you're at $10,000 level, you're getting 50,000 HU a day. Are you rebuying with that?
Yeah, here's what I did on that. I started out and I rebought every single day. And then you see, after I was in it 4 months, I got another stock certificate and I cashed that in immediately. And I put that in. So I have 2 passive incomes that are earning me on a daily basis, right?
Okay.
And you take, if you do that same scenario with your $10,000 that Neil just showed you,
Yeah.
you do that every single day for 365 days, you got $61,400 sitting there with $330 a day.
That's just
300
rebuying with your 50 HUs a day.
That's
58
right,
you did.
because it's increasing all the time. And at the end of 365 days, you got 300 and some dollars there.
yeah, it's a
Sitting.
6X.
Hey,
Absolutely. Yeah, 6X, 6 times.
Dennis, do you know how to do a calculating spreadsheet?
Yep.
Yeah, and we'll sit down and do one.
Okay.
So to give it a summary here for Dennis, is what we talk about is basically control, okay? So you have control, so people don't like to give away control, and the control comes through you educating yourself, right?
Right.
And getting involved with a community that's really growing, and a mastermind group like this is huge because then you can fast track, accelerate your learning, right?
Right.
Liquidity, right? Every day you get liquidity. Every day you're getting paid out. Every single member, whether a person's involved in the building side, they're always getting paid. They're getting rewards every single day. And custody, okay? So that's as we help you get into custody of your own assets, right? So you're controlling custody by taking some profits, taking some of the gains, right?
Yep.
And you have custody and liquidity. And basically, you diversify. And that's what we're doing here today. We're teaching all these processes, right?
Yep.
let me mention one thing in diversification, guys, that I learned now by listening to their training, and Kelpash especially. Kelpash is probably the highest earner in this company, and he's been in it less than 2 years. And he says this, that these guys know what they're doing. And he says, I don't even do any more due diligence on this company. When they come out with something new, I just put money into it, bang, just like that. And he says, in MOF, for instance, he said on one of his webinars, I own 3% right now in MOF.
Yeah, it's
own-
$100 million coin, or no, 350 million.
3% of the MOF is what he means.
Yeah. So like there's power in the pack, power in the herd. So we got the herd.
Hey, Neil, would you put your spreadsheet back up again so I can
Sure.
take a picture of it, and then I can talk to Howard about how to make it work?
I think Howard has a copy of that. I'll send him the copy.
Can you send me one too, please? Neil?
Yeah, 'cause it makes perfect sense. I got the first part, and it was the rebuy part was
Yeah, I wouldn't use that one. I would do it the way that you do it, like, which is taking 2 minutes every day. Before I'm even out of bed, I've done either my rebuy or I've taken some out, whichever I'm doing that day. And also taken a snapshot of my rewards, and my rewards now, I'm just getting what you were talking about there, where the community rewards start to outpace what my rewards from my passive.
Mhm.
Right.
yeah, but yeah, well, fair enough. But you are well invested there. I'm just trying to decide what level I can actually afford to come in at, or
Yeah.
really. So that would still make. Anyway, if you've got it, Howard, you can send it.
Yeah, I
Sure
don't
thing.
have access to anything now on my Telegram, so
I'll send it by
fair
email
enough.
to you, Howard.
Yeah.
Yeah, send me the email, Howard.
I'll CC
Bob,
you.
are you planning on just like being passive?
No, not at all.
Oh, he's talking to his buddies.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay,
okay.
because that's where you're gonna see your passive is really good, but your community is much better.
No, I got two guys champing at the bit right now, and even as we sit here thinking, I got 3 more that I'm pretty sure would be interested.
Yeah, well, but what you're doing is the right thing. Because when you take this now from the passive side to the community side, that's where I saw it in about the first 2 months. That's where the money, that's what I was gonna make more money on the community side than on the
more
passive
rewards.
No,
More reward.
side. All right,
Okay, you guys, we got to call it. It's at top of the hour. So we'll just do this same time next week. If you have questions, get with the person that invited you and we'll help you out with that, Bob, the
okay.
future
Let me say this, guys, this is a good thing that Neil has put together.
Yeah.
That we do this thing because we can be a little bit offside a little bit here.
Yeah.
Well, that's
But
like
when we're doing it on
But we're
a,
going to practice being on the side so that when we're doing it on the side, we're doing it right. Okay, buddy?
yeah, no, that's right, exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. But
Okay,
hey,
very
it's
Well
I
done.
tell you what, it's good to be with you all.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everybody.
Yes, happy New
Peace
Year.
and love.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Howard, phone me, Howard.